One area that Amazon's been investing a ton of money, $10 billion, is a project called Project Kuiper. It's a plan to build a network of satellites in low Earth orbit that can deliver high-speed internet anywhere in the world. By the way, will compete with Elon Musk's SpaceX. In his letter, Jassy says he's optimistic for its future business model. While in Seattle, I got a tour of the project and spoke with Dave Limp. He's Senior Vice President of Devices and Services at Amazon, who also oversees this project and basically all the cool stuff at Amazon. Take a listen.
This is literally a satellite factory, an early version of it. And this is the two buildings that are here in Redmond. One is focused mostly on R&D to create Kuiper-based satellites and base stations and customer terminals, the satellite dishes you'll put in your house. And then the room we're in here is going to be the manufacturing line, at least the first of the manufacturing lines for the actual Kuiper satellites themselves.
When you first brought this to the S team, to Jeff, did he say, this is great, or did he say, this is crazy?
Well, he said it was crazy. It was Jeff and Jeff Wilkie in the first meeting. I remember it well. And but they both loved it from the very beginning. Now, it needed some refinement. It needed a lot of numbers behind it. It was a little hand-wavy in its first iteration. But you know, Jeff loves space. I love space. So, you know, it kind of has that, you know, sort of North Star moment when you read something, because it's ambitious. It's also, you know, something that 5 people in a garage can't do. You know, so if we are going to do good things for society, this is something that, because Amazon does have scale, we do have a balance sheet, that this is the kind of initiative, even though it's risky, it could fail, it's the kind of initiative that we can and should take on.
And I asked Dave if Project Kuiper succeeds, whether it has the potential to be bigger than AWS.
Boy, comping to something like AWS, which is, you know, they're once-in-a-lifetime opportunities in our retail business, I don't know. But what I would say is the first place I would look is how many customers are out there. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of customers that fit into that category of not having great broadband in their home. So we only need a fraction of that to be a material business for Amazon. And that matters. That's a big business in itself. I don't know if I would aspirationally say today, from what we know, that we could be bigger than what cloud computing and enterprise could be, but I think this can be a meaningful business.
You've talked about wanting to make this an economical and a very reasonable thing for people to be able to pay for, especially in countries where the price point would, I imagine, have to be even lower. What do you think that price point even looks like? And as a comp, and I don't know if this is a fair comp, you have Elon Musk with Starlink at right now, I think, about $110 a month. That would be probably considered a high price in certain countries and maybe even in the United States.
I don't know what goes into the calculus of pricing Starlink, but for us, we won't price it anytime soon, like, because the service is still a ways away, and we'll probably price it as close to the last responsible moment as possible. But what I can say is that we're dedicated to making it affordable. You know, and because I think, again, that's part of the responsibility here. And I think it's in the DNA of Amazon, for sure, that we strive for low prices. And so we're architecting every part of the system. The only way that you can control the pricing of it to make sure it's going to be low for customers is control your inputs.
How do you think, by the way, about Elon Musk's Starlink and the fact that it's out there? And is this a winner-take-all business or market, and is there a first mover advantage?
Yeah, this is not a sporting event. Like, there's not going to be one winner. It's not even the Olympics where there probably is going to be 3 winners. You know, the unmet need is so large. And just think about all the other countries that have skipped to mobile. And in every one of these countries, there's multiple mobile providers that are doing really well. And customers still have an insatiable demand for more mobile services. So I think LEO constellations look substantially similar to that there will be multiple of them. By the way, from an Amazon perspective, let alone a customer perspective, we want lots of connectivity. So, like, more power to Starlink and SpaceX and anybody else that wants to try to pursue this. But I also think we want to be successful, and I think there's room for plenty of them.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.